This is Central Oregon Insights. I'm Dave Adams. What is life like for Central Oregonians serving in Iraq? I had a chance this week to talk with a young man who is serving as a war correspondent in uniform. E4 specialist Louis Buckles is with the Oregon National Guard. He lives in Bend when he's not overseas, and it's his job to follow the squad around with a video camera and notepad and document what life is like in Iraq.
Personally, I'm working in the public affairs shop as a broadcast journalist, running around with the camera. We've only went a few places so far, but we're going to be covering the task force and telling the story of the Oregon soldiers back home for the families. Also through a couple Facebook pages, blog sites, and some other online media.
Facebook pages. Which, if people here are interested and want to go onto the Facebook page, what is it?
If they do a search for 41st IBC team or 41 IBC team, they should bring up, join the site. We'll be updating it on a regular basis.
What is life like over there? Let's talk about, first of all, just the day-to-day. Is it hot? What's it like? Give us a taste for that.
It's extremely hot and took a little bit of getting used to, even after coming from the sweltering heat of southern Georgia. It's a dry heat, so it's a little bit different, but everybody always says blow dryer or opening up the laundry, the dryer. It's definitely hot, but you acclimate, drink a lot of water, which is really important. The dust is everywhere, so all the electronics, everything has dust, so that's it's kind of a never-ending battle. But soldiers are adapting, and they're falling into their routines, whether that's going to the gym or there's karaoke, there's MWR events for soldiers, dance nights, for example, all sorts of things, softball. So there's plenty for soldiers to do, which is great. It takes their mind off the mission,
okay,
at least for a little while. Are
they still in training, or are they actually been out on combat?
Well, we're definitely in a combat zone, so anytime, anything could happen at any time. We're prepared. We're well equipped with the gear that we have, both our personal equipment and the vehicles. Everything, is designed to keep us as safe as possible. As for the training, there is a slight overlap between the unit that's leaving and the unit that's coming in. So they call it a left seat, right seat ride, where that knowledge is passed, and then we take that and run with it. So the soldiers are still in that phase right now, for the most part.
What's the morale of the troops now?
I think everybody's excited. I think everybody is excited. The training up until now has went very well, and after a certain point of training, you're ready to take on the mission. And now that we're here, finally in Iraq, they're looking to put that training to use.
Can you tell me in general terms, I don't want you to be specific, and I know you're going to stop yourself and not be allowed to be specific about mission-sensitive things, but can you tell us generally what the battalion from Bend is doing, or the group from Bend is doing?
Well, I know there's a group up in Baghdad that is handling a Joint Visitors Bureau hotel, and they are running I believe it's a 4-star hotel after a stint in Georgia, training in Savannah at a very classy hotel, the Mansion. They are putting that training to use now for incoming dignitaries, celebrities. I believe Angelina Jolie was here recently. So, you get some big-name people, full-on rock stars come through, and one of the groups from Bend is overseeing that mission. Everybody plays their part.
They're going to be over there for about a year. That's this tour of duty, correct?
Yeah, give or take. I don't know when exactly we'll be coming home, but I'm looking forward to the day. I'm looking forward to coming back to Bend, sitting down to summer barbecues, and going out to some of my favorite restaurants, Zydeco, hanging out at Silver Moon, drinking a pint. I'm really looking forward to that.
Now, it's your job, journalism in the Army, to tell the story. What's it like to tell the story? You're in a war zone. Is journalism something that you do as a vocation or were studying for, or did they just come down the line and say, okay, you're a journalist?
Kind of came down the line. Definitely excited about the opportunity to tell the story. I'm going to be running a video camera, which is something I'm very excited to be learning more about. But actually going to school for tourism and business at OSU Cascades.
Really? Okay. So you're kind of fit that mold as far as telling the story. So what's it like to tell the story in a war zone? Obviously, you're in a place where you never thought you'd be. You're there. What's it like from a journalism standpoint of trying to tell the story?
I never thought I'd be here. This is my third deployment, two to Afghanistan, and then this is the first time in Iraq. And we're in a bit of a historical time. Things are changing. We're sharing the road with the Iraqis. A lot of practices are changing, and it's winding down. So I always envision the clips from Vietnam where they're kicking the helicopters over the edge, and we're here. We're going to be able to capture those moments and send that both to the friends and family back home who are missing their loved ones, and to the world. So it's very exciting. I have a wonderful girlfriend back home. Tons of support from everybody I know. Everybody back home in Bend is supporting her, and that really makes a huge difference to me.
That's a big deal for you guys, isn't it?
It is. It is. Without the support of everyone back home, from family to community, it would be a lot harder. So, and I'll tell you one thing: the ability to communicate with friends and family has really leaps and bounds from my first deployment with the advent of Skype and other technologies like that. So I think that's a huge morale booster for all the troops. So.
It's a lot different, and this technology made it so much more different. You see World War II movies of the letter reaching the front lines a month after it was written, and the soldiers anxiously ripping open the mail, and the mail call was such a big deal. Now you can go to your tent and you're online and you can chat with somebody back in Bend real time.
Exactly. When I think I have it bad, I look at a picture or remember a picture that my grandpa gave me from Korea, and he was in probably the dead of winter in a tent, burning fuel for heat with giant rats running across his chest. And excuse me, I have a fridge in my room full of near beer. I have internet in my room, and I get to work out every day. So it's really not that bad.
So you can just go to your tent, just
Thankfully.
go to your tent, go online and start chatting with people back home, email, and in real time get several correspondents in a day.
Pretty close, yeah.
Does that help you feel more in touch with back home as opposed to the old way when you're talking about the rats running across the chest and the mail call where the letters take a month or more to get to the front lines? Does that keep you more in touch?
Absolutely, and with the ability to share videos, with your children. A lot of the guys around here have read books, sent those videos home to their children. The ability to talk on Skype near real time is fantastic. But I know my grandma would still appreciate a good old fashioned letter.
Do you still send that to her?
Not as much as I should.
I'm sure she'll forgive you.
Yeah, yes, she will.
Does that create any concern for security? There's a way for soldiers to just instantly get strategic information out. Does that create some kind of security issue?
Operational security is a really big deal, and it's constantly reinforced that you have to monitor what you're releasing to the public. There are policies that affect individuals' blogs, and each unit is always stressing the importance of that, because again, we still are in a combat zone and there's a war going on. So as much as we are transitioning, there's danger that we have to avoid.
Do you live in a constant state of fear? There's going to be a missile come in at any moment, or are there high points and low points as far as the stress level? How is that?
No, I wouldn't say you live in fear. You're aware, but you've been trained to deal with what comes at you. There are standard operating procedures for anything that could happen. There's great leadership to look after the soldiers. So I'm totally confident that whatever comes our way, we're going to be ready.
That's Louis Buckles, E4 specialist with the Oregon National Guard. He's one of the folks that is keeping us informed with TroopLink on what our troops are doing overseas. We'll continue to follow this story for you. Central Oregon Insights will continue in just a moment.